Between holiday parties and the new year, there are a lot of temptations when it comes to celebrating, which can be tough if you're sober or living a sober, curious lifestyle. Hilary Sheinbaum, a journalist, lifestyle expert, and author of the Dry Challenge, here to give us a couple of tips. Thank you so much for your time today, Hilary.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me.
I mean, especially this time. I mean, your life changed, especially in this topic in the going into New Year's Eve. So this isn't something that's brand new to you. It's something that's been a part of your life for for quite some time.
Yes, absolutely. My first dry January was in 2017, and this will be my 8th year, but I've certainly completed a number of dry months in between that time. So it was very life-changing then, and even now today, it's changed so much.
Let's talk a little bit because especially sometimes people might be able to control their intake or how much they want to consume at home, but when you're around your family, your friends, you want to celebrate around the new year, around the holidays, it can be tough for a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. Alcohol is everywhere.
So one of the things that we talk about here, especially with parents, is sometimes you invite parents to a kid's birthday party and one parent might complain, oh, there's nothing for me to eat, or I don't want to eat this, and we always suggest bring a dish that you would want to eat, and maybe other people are going to want to do it. And that might be the similar thing that we can do with a mocktail.
100%. I always say come prepared, whether that is with a non-alcoholic bottle of wine or a Celsius. So you can prepare mocktails for everybody at the party. It's super inclusive. So non-drinkers and drinkers alike can partake in mocktails. And I'd love to share a recipe with you if you're up for it.
Yeah, of course.
So my favorite right now, it's called the Tropical Vibe Salsarita. And you make it by taking a glass and filling it halfway with ice. Then you're going to pour Tropical Vibe Celsius in it. And it has this effervescence that it makes it like bubbly. It's so good. The flavors are pineapple and starfruit. And you're going to add 2 teaspoons of Vita Coco coconut water and 2 teaspoons of pineapple juice. And then mix it all together and garnish with a lime wedge. So it is not just a great cocktail, a non-alcoholic one at that, for the holidays and dry January, but all year round. You can have it when you're hanging out in the sun or if you're preparing for, a late night out with friends. It really goes with any time of year.
And one of the things that I love too, especially at restaurants that I've been going to recently, is that there's a whole mocktail menu as well too. So sometimes people what do you want to drink? It's already on the same page with the spirits and wine and beer is the mocktail list. So people are like, oh, this is sounds like a wonderful combination because everything you told me was like, I want to try this drink right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great when they're on the menu so that people can just point and they, it allows them, it gives them permission to order something if they don't have a recipe already, in their head.
What advice do you give to somebody who may be the only person? I mean, do you suggest finding maybe a buddy? Or telling the host maybe, hey, I'm not drinking, or hey, can I bring something? Or how do you guys go about it? Because I'm sure there's probably a lot of anxiety for that person, to join in other celebrations.
Absolutely. And all of the above. I always say recruit a friend because there's strength in numbers and that person is going to be there with you, throughout the night or throughout the month to help you. And you guys can, chat about plans or, even commiserate if you're having a hard time. But certainly bring a non-alcoholic alternative like an energy drink such as Celsius to a party so that you have something that you can sip on if there aren't other things available. And I always say that it's really important to be kind to yourself because giving up alcohol for, a dry January or even an evening can be very difficult. There is a lot of peer pressure and it really is everywhere. So those are my top tips.
And then I want you to help me with a message for maybe the hosts or the people, obviously maybe you haven't seen your friends all year and you're like, come have a cocktail with me. And sometimes people aren't drinking, whether it might be medical reasons, health reasons. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe, it could be any reason why, but maybe kind of leaving those people alone where if they say, I don't want to, that they offer an alternative or here's all the things that we have. But how do you kind of deal with somebody from the host perspective or the friend perspective, especially if you may not know your friend is sober or sober curious?
Definitely. I think just, being part of being a good host is having something for everyone, whether that is a gluten-free meal or a vegetarian or a vegan option for your friends. It's also really important to have a non-alcoholic option for those who aren't drinking, whether that is for the night or for the month or for a lifetime. So I think, if you're hosting, just to be mindful and inclusive of all parties that are attending.
And the final thing, obviously sometimes whether it's work stress, home stress, a combination of the two, or it's just boredom. This is, alcohol is kind of that one thing that people go to. Like, I know I can relax, once it turns 5 o'clock or once the weekend shows up. And maybe people may not do it exactly on New Year's Eve, but a message to somebody who wants to try this but may not know how to exactly start.
Definitely. So I recommend, building out a social calendar and really taking charge of those plans. Instead of leaving it up to, let's meet at the bar, I always suggest picking an activity that you yourself love to do. And the same goes for dating, right? You want to participate in things that you would do anyway on a regular basis that bring you joy. So really scheduling that time with friends, whether that is taking a hike or, going bowling or even playing video games. I think it's really important to take charge, take the lead and invite your friends to do things that you really love.
Hilary, thank you so much for your time today, and let people know where they can find more information about Celsius.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. They can find more information at celsius.com/mocktails.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and happy holidays and happy New Year to you.
You too.